For the latest on the situation at the collapsed building, let's cross over to our reporter standing at the site, Lwando Nmoy in George. Lwando, we saw when we last crossed you that there was a lot of talking, there was a lot of planning ahead of this rescue operation today. I can see much of the same is happening. It's been an hour. Anything to report on? Any sign of life?
Well, thank you very much, Leanne. Yes, indeed, they've just gone out of that briefing whereby the rescue workers were actually briefed on today's plan. But in discussion with me, I do have Western Cape's Head of Disaster Management, Colin Deiner, just to take us through today's operations. Colin, thank you very much for your time. Let's just speak from last night. This operation ran through the night. Let's just talk in terms of the progress that actually transpired last night.
Okay, so in our work sessions, early evening to 6 o'clock this morning, we were able to recover 5 live people. In fact, 6 live people. So there were the 4 people stuck in the basement, and we started getting the first ones out yesterday afternoon. So we were able to recover all of them alive. 3 of them were actually in very good shape. So then at 1:30 this morning, we recovered a woman out of the structure. She's gone to hospital. Today, at the back of this building, there's a parking area. We haven't been able to access that because our focus has really been on where we've known there's live people and we've taken them all out. So what we're going to do today is there's a couple of cars that have been damaged there, that we couldn't move out. They're being moved out. We're going to demolish the parking area, and then our rescue teams are going to identify open spaces there, and we'll start moving in there, identify with our dogs if there are still live people, and then we'll start doing the searches in that area. So it's pretty much a new area that we're working on today.
We do also understand this morning you went on a walkabout around the building as well with sniffer dogs. Any sign of people making contact with you guys?
No, we're not getting any signs of people actually making contact. We heard some knocking overnight, but we need to discern whether that was knocking or bricks falling or whatever. This morning there hasn't been anything, but people could be further. It is 2 days later. So I think the issue is now that if there are people and they could possibly very deeply entrapped, people that might still be alive, we're still in rescue mode, so we'll be able to look for them, and that's the plan for today. So it's rescue mode for the rest of the day until we make another call.
And we also just saw you guys had a briefing today. Just briefly, what is the team being briefed about for today's operations?
Okay, so it's just checking on everybody. We want to make sure the guys are still in good shape. It's been a very hard couple of days, so we just needed to make sure everybody's fine, everybody's welfare is looked after. And then what we do is we do a briefing just on what the plan for the day is, so that everybody knows what's expected of them. The Minister Bradell, also just spoke to them, thanking them for their efforts, because there's a lot of volunteers here, and so just making sure that the guys and girls are happy and their morale is up. And it's really, really important, and that they know what's required. And then the most important thing is a safety briefing, so that they adhere to what the safety requirements are.
And we do also understand, if you could just give us the current update on the number of people that are unaccounted for, and what are the chances, because we've topped 40 hours now.
Yeah. So there's 39 still unaccounted for. We have found some bodies. We haven't recovered them yet because they're very deeply trapped, and we're still focusing on finding live ones, but we will recover them as we move on. So it's going to be difficult. Let's be straight. That's going to be very difficult now because of the fact that we, as you say, we moved into day 3. But the focus is still there. The teams know what they're doing. They understand how these kind of collapses work. And as I said a while earlier, it's construction workers. So you don't have elderly or children or that kind of thing, which has been a great plus. I don't think there's ever been so many people rescued on a collapse site that I'm aware of in this country. So I think that has contributed to it.
And just also, we've seen some humanitarian aid also, from the community of George chipping in with volunteers also on site.
Yeah, so the one thing that I'm very well aware of is how well they've looked after us. You can just go to the to the rest area, and there's always food and there's always coffee, and and they've just been continuously doing that. So we've also tried to ask for people that would be able to sponsor them, just because this is a long operation, and 200 rescuers is a lot of people. So and then there's been assistance to the families, all that kind of stuff. So we're thankful for every bit. It just takes that burden off us, but it's very important for us.
Thank you very much for your time, Colin.
Okay, thanks.
Colin Deiner, the Western Cape Head of Disaster Management there, and just briefly telling us in terms of the operations that transpired last night and the operations that are going to transpire. As you can see behind me, I'll just allow my camera colleague Tobani Blom to show you the site. Just behind that side, they said that there is actually a parking lot that side, so that is where we'll also be getting some live visuals later on, just to actually check how the progress will be transpiring that side as well.